What's up, guys? In today's video, what I want to cover is the fundamentals. Anybody can utilize it if you're a D2C founder, right? If you're trying to scale your company, what are the projections and what are the scenarios you need to hit in order to be successfully profitable? So, here's my background, and here's why I'm able to share this information, right? I myself operate a specific agency, as you could say, but essentially I'm a growth consultant, and what that means is like I work with D2C founders across various niches, and essentially what I do is help them build in-house so that they can profitably exit their company in the next 2 to 3 years, right? So if we look at the D2C landscape as a whole, a lot of companies come in, they're backed by VC capitalists or they have investments, and they're not capital efficient when it comes to acquiring customers, right? There's a high cost per acquisition, and on top of that, most of these brands aren't making any money on the back end of lifetime value. So the data is skewed, right? Now, what separates a brand doing multiple 7 to 8 figures to a brand that's only I would say 7 figures a year, is the shift in being more capital efficient when it comes to the front end of acquiring customer and being able to do that profitably. And on top of that, making the return with a high lifetime value, right? And the thing is, a lot of these brands typically rely on agencies to operate multiple other platforms. But the downside is an agency is working with multiple clients and their focus is split. So the analogy would be, let's say you run a sales company, you wouldn't outsource your closers to somebody else to a different company, right? You'd have your closers be in house. The same focus should be into the D2C space. Why would you want to outsource your marketing to somebody else who's splitting focus across other brands? Whereas when you're trying to scale your company, you need that in house. You need your team constantly thinking about your business 24/7. With an agency, they're not really thinking about your business 24/7. So this is why this graph right here, the bell curve, is very, very important. If I label this and I scroll up, I mean, in summary, the average performers are what, 68%. Now, let me tell you what majority of the average D2C brand is doing. The average D2C brand is working with one agency, one or two agencies. Maybe they're running ads on Google. Everybody's running ads on Facebook. Maybe a couple of brands are running ads on TikTok. Now, the biggest thing is like poor performers don't have an access channel and they're not running ads profitably per se. The average performer, most of these D2C brands aren't even profitable on the front end CAC. They're just maybe at break even. And that's because they don't have the creative system in place. Maybe they're just relying on other agencies to shoot the content for them, or maybe they're just trying to scale and whatever their hero, they haven't validated product market fit. So this is where the average performers lie, and this is where the poor performers lie. And it's the same thing, right? They're outsourcing to agencies. They're not focusing on crafting new offers, running new hero products, validating an access channel. There's a lot of mess and there's no organization. And they're just going through money, just burning through capital in regards to ad spend. They're just burning through budget. Whereas when I look at the high performers, what's the characteristics of a high performer? Well, the biggest thing when it comes to high performing brands is they have a founder that is understands media buying and they understand the concepts of running ads and validating access channels. So typically these brands either have one or two access channels that are profitable on the front end, they have product market fit, they have a high lifetime value on the back end. So every new customer they're bringing into their ecosystem, that customer is buying back from the company more than 2 to 3 times within a 6 month time frame. And on top of that, building the community aspect of it so that when you have new product launches or new product drops, you're seeing success across the board. Now, what separates like the high performers from like the ultra high performers, like the top 1% of the D2C space, is like if we look at the industries, everybody's running a supplement company. You have a bunch of brands pushing these same products. You have a bunch of other companies selling like clothing, a bunch of companies in the fitness space, right? So it's ultra competitive. So this is where you have to do something different where other brands aren't doing. This is where TikTok is super huge, super important that you create this unique style of UGC, right? It's a higher barrier to entry, but not a lot of brands are on that platform. Same with Facebook, utilizing UGC, utilizing landing pages, utilizing offers, working with maybe an agency, and then looking to bring that what you learn from that agency in house. So like you have to literally all you have to do is opposite of what the low performers are doing. If the low performers are working with a ton of agencies, they're relying on outsourcing content as well. They don't have the bandwidth for it. The high performing brands are have an in-house marketing team. They have the direction. They split testing offers. They're optimizing the sales funnel. They split testing creatives, landing pages, offers constantly. They're running through hero products. They're building a community. Like that's literally all it is. Is you do the opposite of what the poor performers are doing, right? So this is where we help, and this is where I come into play, where I overshadow and I oversee the high level stuff within a company in regards to the sales funnel. Like people put blame on agencies, and they tend to either agency hop or just fire or go through multiple agencies within a year. And the thing is, like, they're not extracting a ton of value. Like even if a brand is losing money after like 3 months of ad spend, you still have a ton of data to teach you or to reiterate what's worked and what didn't work, right? And then now when it comes to the next round of launching, you have benefits. And 9 times out of 10, these D2C founders aren't doing their due diligence when working with these agencies, and these agency owners aren't putting that data in place for you to take advantage of it so that you can create new findings, new learnings of creative angles like offers, landing pages, so on and so forth. So what happens is it's a never-ending cycle of these D2C founders blaming agencies and these agency owners not doing their due diligence because they're splitting focus. Whereas the opposite should happen, where what we do is like, look, we build a protocol, we have this, we send you over our systems and processes, we get you ramped up when it comes to creatives, we get you ramped up for the marketing aspect of it. The first thing we do is validate creatives. That's the easiest sector. And then from there, based off of information from the ads, we go through comments, we read through feedback, we review post-purchase surveys. From there, we take that information to now either, like, if we're still not profitable on the front end, we look at, okay, why is that not profitable? It could be the creatives, but as mentioned, we focus on dialing in our creatives first. Then we look at the post-click. If we notice it's a post-click drop-off, maybe the loading speed is off, maybe the landing page isn't optimized for the access channel, so on and so forth. And then if we still see low conversion rate, then we look at, okay, it's an offer issue. Because the thing is, like, nowadays we're in an economy where there's rising inflation, right? The dollar value of each prospect goes down. People don't have the capital anymore. So what happens is we have to create an irresistible offer that gets people to buy in, but is like, it doesn't make them second guess themselves to purchase that. So it's really crafting that irresistible offer. Maybe it's a buy one get one free. Maybe it's a bundle package where if they buy 3 socks, they get another pair for free, or they 3 products and they get another one for free, right? We know acquisition cost is going to rise, but it's very important that we at least have a higher AOV bundle package to sustain that. So these are like the variables we come in and consult and typically help brands optimize and scale with, so that they're efficient from a capital standpoint and they can survive a recession. We basically recession proof their business. So this is the concepts, just sharing my thoughts and the feedback we go through with client to client. If you're interested and you want to work with us, right, here's my calendar down below. You can book in, you can speak directly with me. But other than that, hope you guys found this valuable.